Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Fully Waiting. Today I'm bringing you another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay, if not the last Modern Warfare 3 gameplay on my channel. It is a Money and Dank MOAB, but that's not. I never talk about the gameplay. You should know this. Uh, but today I'm bringing you my final thoughts on Modern Warfare 3 as a whole. This is completely freestyle commentary. There's no notes, no nothing. I did it once before, and it kind of sounds a little dull. Hopefully, it don't sound like this time, like that this time. But talk about the guns. The guns, weapon balance, I think they did a great job. Honestly, there's definitely guns that stand out a little more, like the ACR and the MP7, and they need to work on their snipers because their snipers are completely bullshit at sometimes. At some points, like the RSAS. I was getting drop shotted by that thing. The RSAS, getting drop shotted at SMG range. That is completely bullshit. And when I'm getting beat at SMG range by snipers, there's a problem. Besides that, I think they have some good gun balance. They make sure most of their guns are actually useful. I think the only useless gun in the game still is the P09. They could have raised it down just a little bit, but they did buff a lot of the weapons, which I appreciate. The M16 is a very viable weapon now. They buffed guns that were kind of useless at some point, and they made them viable choices. And now onto the maps. The maps, they're not gonna be remembered. They're not gonna be memorable at all. Maps like Outpost will be remembered as one of the worst maps. Outpost, Downturn, they are terrible maps. But there are some decent maps to good. I think Hard Hat was a decent to good map. Carbon, Town when they weren't camping up in that one building. Or actually in every fucking building in that map. I mean, Jesus. I don't know what it is about Anywhere maps. People love camping. I guess Tractors have balanced their maps better. They make sure that there's always two entrances to one area so people can't camp. You know. Okay, but, on to lag comp. Lag comp was a huge issue in this game. I have a good connection. I have like 35 down, 6 up. So obviously I get it. I get bullshitted with the lag comp issue, but it's not that bad for me, honestly. I guess you kind of get used to it, which is kind of why I got annoyed when they keep releasing each new lag comp patch, because I would get used to the one and they would release something new and they would play a little differently, which is kind of aggravating me a little bit, just a little bit, you know, just a little bit, just a little aggravation from there. They patched a lot. They put up a lot of patches. They had a lot of new playlists. Like Drop Zone, Kill Confirmed, Money in the Dank, Infected, a bunch of new game modes. You gotta give them props for that. Team Defender. They added a lot of stuff. Face Off. DLCs were actually pretty good for this game. I have to say so myself. The game itself wasn't, maybe not the greatest, but the DLC, at least a lot of DLCs. Spec Ops Chaos Mode was awesome. I have to say. A lot of fun, but it didn't keep my attention too long because you're playing on multiplayer maps that you already play on. They need to add more. Hopefully, in their next game they expand on that chaos mode idea and make it to something that could be as big as zombies maybe one day. It's an awesome game mode and it's totally different than zombies. That's what they needed. They needed a different game mode, not just stupid survival. The DLC, like I said, was great. I thought maps like Piazza were great maps, but there's also some shit DLC maps. But overall, I think Infinity Ward did a good job. Dealing with, after what happened with their lawsuit. What was it, in 2010? So they also obviously lost a lot of time working on Modern for 3. That's why Sledgehammer had to go and help them out with the project. And they did a decent job. We lost Arbor Bowling this year. Rest in peace, Stealth Clown. Let's take a moment of silence for Stealth Clown. No, he's not dead. He left. God damn it. But yeah, he left for probably reasons that had to do with the game. I think he just wanted to see the project, the game finished and how it turned out, and then he just jet it. He was out of here. I understand. He should have left him over 2, honestly, though. But I don't know. I would have figured he left, but I guess he wanted to do the previous team proud with this game, which I don't know how he did, because this game wasn't the greatest. I obviously love Black Ops a lot more, but I put 18 days in this game. Expect a final stats commentary live comp thing coming up soon, probably next day or so. Also, do you like Call of Duty commentary coming up in the next week? Hopefully before Black Ops 2. Otherwise, that'd be kind of stupid. Talk to you guys later.